Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a very special edition of BBDJR.
Whoa.
JJ, BBD, Zach Esposito. Good morning, everyone. Jomboy sounds hot today. Yeah, he does, because it's me. It's Talking Jake. I am joined by BBD and Zach Esposito producing today, so our graphic is a lie. But yeah, we audibled. We had to call up. We didn't call up from the minor leagues. We just reshuffled the lineup a little bit. And
couple rest days.
A little bit of a, I don't want to say funny day in Jomboy Media, but I know a lot of you guys check in on everything we do, and if you saw Morning this morning, or if you kept track, you kind of knew what was happening. Jomboy lost his smell yesterday. We're firm he has COVID. So we took a morning group trip to go get tested. So we all just came back from that. And we all got different, not all got different tests, but BBD, you got the spit sampler.
I got the spit sampler.
Yeah.
I got what the players are getting, so kind of a show move by me.
It was.
It's because I have health insurance, because I'm
Flex.
still young and on my mom's insurance.
Flex.
So that's all it was. I don't know why the insurance is the line of demarcation if you get the spit test.
So
I don't know if one's harder. I don't even know if the spit test is more accurate. But
dude, accuracy, boring. More importantly, you had to spit a lot, right? This is going to be
a lot of spit.
I've
been trying to transition this into more of a spitting show.
Yeah.
So they give you like a little like vial thing, and they give you like a cone you can spit through, so it'll catch it all.
Yeah.
I think I've heard the players throw like they're told to spit like 15 times in there. At least like when they first did intake testing, I remember seeing one of them say that.
I don't want to be hot takey, but me and Zach just got the up the nose. And there's a fear factor because they basically advertise it as this sucks. Wasn't too bad.
I'd do it again.
we might do it again.
Jake was asking me earlier if we could do it again.
So
Just for fun.
What we're going to do the rest of the episode is get some, what are those little fuzzy things that are in arts and crafts kits?
Pipe cleaners.
Pipe cleaners, yeah.
Cleaner.
So for the rest of the episode, we will be putting those up each other's nose. No, it's obviously not where we'd normally like to start a day of JJR, but maybe it can be educational for you. It was free, even without health insurance. So if you think you might have
free?
If you're scared,
why is insurance the difference between?
That's what I was trying to tell you. So I walked up there, and my I actually have insurance that kicks in like 2 weeks. So there's a moment where I was like, should I just let these fuckers go for it? But yeah, like that's like the world is weird. Like why should that be the difference? And then I don't know. Whatever. We'll find out in a couple days. I mean, we're pretty sure it's either going to be 100% yes or 100% no. And it's just this weird thing. You guys have to understand, and I'm sure a lot of you have felt the same feeling of like, you know, BBD joked about it. He's like, I sneezed before. Like, what's that mean? Like, I woke up and I was tired. Like, am I sick? Am I just tired? So after getting tested, I already feel better, so there's some placebo effect there. And I had a cup of coffee. So that's, the JJRs. A lot of you guys are diehard, so we'll give you guys the full scoop. And I guess we'll go on with the rest of a fake normal show.
Yeah.
So BBD, what else you need to get off your chest?
Oh.
Yeah. You
What
got the
don't I
mic.
need to get off my chest. Well, kind of circling right back, I sneezed a lot this morning during Wake and Jake, and that's where Zach, who isn't sitting there now that I'm saying it, but it's where Zach's sitting.
Yeah.
So I feel a little mean, but I've also been next to him the last few days, so I don't think he's any more at risk than normal.
It's a tight office, so we've been running our office at a half mast.
Yeah.
That's
half what we thought we would this year.
That can't be the term. I think Morning with Jomboy, which might be Jomboy
It could be anybody.
Said, if you ever have chills so bad you can't sleep and one of your main organs falls off, then you should be worried. So we'll keep an eye on that.
That could mean anything.
Jimmy's also just really weak. So we'll see. We'll see.
Pretty much the second Jimmy said he lost his sense of smell yesterday, I've like tricked myself into thinking every symptom at different points. I don't have any of them.
It's tough, man, and I think the people listening can say, I feel like kind of the first few weeks when this was all going down and nobody knew anything, it was kind of the feeling everyone had. It was just being uneasy and like, like who knows? Like you'd be scared going
Trick yourself into feeling a little sore and
go to a bodega and get a sausage, egg, and cheese and be like, is that it? Did it just happen? I don't know. We didn't know anything. So,
and you do one thing, you're like, all right, well, I think I just made the mistake if that's what is happening here.
You make out with a homeless man, and then
only 2 times.
Yeah,
you roll the dice a handful of times.
By the way, I've got something for JJR, which is a running theme. I got trapped on the subway yesterday.
Oh,
let me start over. I got trapped by a conversation on the subway yesterday. So New York is getting better. And so I'm on the subway, and I wear my shark mask, Roosevelt's. We are live from the Roosevelt studio. People have been loving the shirt today. Also, Roosevelt's. So I wear my shark mask. Whatever. So I'm on the subway, and the short fella gets on. And he looks pretty normal. Like he's, I don't know, normal, in shape, short guy, probably a couple years older than me. Sits down right across at me, points at me, clearly pointing at the mask, and he goes, probably before your time, huh? And I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm like, what? And he's like, sharks. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What do you think?
I mean, I think, is it technically their Jaws mask?
I think so.
I'm guessing that's where he was
So that's
going.
where he ended up. And so he goes, Jaws. And I was like, and again, I had my headphones on. I can't hear, if there's extra noise, I can't hear anything.
You hear one thing at a time.
So the subway, like, there's no chance. And I'm listening to a podcast, so I turn the podcast off. I keep the headphones in, because I still don't want to engage with this fellow. And then he goes, probably before your time, 80s, right? And I was like, me? He's like, yeah, when you're born. I was like, just 89, just in there. He's like, yeah. I was like, what? What? And then he keeps talking, and he's like, guess how old I am? I'm like, God, how did this happen? How did any of this happen? And I don't guess. I didn't guess. And he goes, I'm 68. And I was like, no way. Like, I would have guessed he was early 40s. Early 40s. And so I was like, Now I'm like, I don't have an out here. I was like, good for you, man. He goes,
you look great.
He goes, nah, I'm not 68. He goes, I'm 52. And I was like, all right. Like,
that's not a big
is
enough
this
jump
a game?
to play this game.
Are you going to lower the number again? Like, is this another test? And he goes, no, I am, I'm 52. I'm just in really good shape. I don't take
I don't think that's for you to say.
I don't take any of the bad stuff. I don't eat any fast food. I don't drink. I don't even drink coffee, bro. And I was like, nice, man. Like, what? Yeah, you're in nice shape. And then he started telling me about his kids, and he visited his kids. He's got a kid who's 28, and his kids' friends couldn't believe that his dad looked like that. And it's just a trap. It's just always a trap.
He just wanted to tell you he thinks he looks good.
It was my first time walking into a trap like that. And yeah, it was so funny that so you're right, BBD, because that's what I realize is he spends his day telling people how good he looks for his age. So, I mean, his message at the end, like, I got off the train, and he was like, health is wealth. Health is wealth, bro. I was like, nice.
Thanks.
But the fact that he pointed at my Jaws mask just to get to that conversation, it's kind of next level by him. So
It's a great transition on his part.
Just an easy target. I'm just an easy
Very
target.
approachable.
One of the least intimidating people in the world. So
I'm there with
that's
you.
what I've got going on. Yeah, that's a Jake PVD specialty a little bit. Zach, anything you need to get off your chest before we get going? I guess we're already going.
I told you this earlier, but the nurse told me what my last name means.
Oh, yeah.
In Spanish.
Yeah.
She said we were all laughing a little bit because we know what your last name means in Spanish, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
What does it mean? And she was like, little husband. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Jake
That's
thinks
hilarious.
Yeah.
Good comedy.
Jake thinks she wanted me to be her little husband.
Yeah, I think there was a miscommunication.
But yeah, to be determined.
Do you need to go back?
I'm going back for another test. I want that nose swab.
Yeah, me and Zach both got the nose swab, and that again, not bad, people. This is just full honesty. I was in the waiting room counting down from 10 because I was like, okay,
Practicing how long?
if I can count down from 10, this is going to be half of it. Problem solved. Seconds 1 through 3, it's interesting. Seconds 4 and 5 is kind of like, we might have a situation. But then on 5, she pulled it out, so I'm glad they weren't lying about that.
Pretty quick eject.
Pretty quick eject.
I do have one more sickness thing. My freshman year of college,
Okay.
we had a round of norovirus going around. So, and not that many people at my school. Went to a tiny liberal arts school in PA. I think like 1,400 total people. I think like 300 of them got sick. It's a pretty good percentage. It's just like everyone got a 24-hour bug.
1/4 of the school.
Only time we've ever. I mean, I guess now they probably closed down for COVID, but I know they did. I graduated a year ago. I still know the people there, but yeah. So they closed down for a weekend when that happened. But it was a similar feeling from that to like the beginning of this, and now the last couple days again when I thought I had it because it's just like every few seconds. I just like didn't eat for a few days. It's like if I don't eat, I can't throw up. That's math.
That is.
I have a pretty crippling fear of vomiting, so I don't do it.
Ooh.
Like I've told you, the only time I have ever like thrown up from alcohol was like that last Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like
wow.
I like stopped myself pretty early because I'm pretty deathly afraid of it. It's like literally it's only happened once. I avoided it at all costs.
Like you've only thrown up once as like an adult.
I didn't throw up much as a kid either.
Okay.
Like I think I got like every like little kid throws up.
Right.
But I think from like 3 to last year.
Wow.
Only like 1 or 2 times.
That's pretty nuts.
Or one like sickness. I threw up like 20 times that day because I got a 24-hour bug in like 6th grade. But
Zach, you a puker?
Love a good puke.
Yeah.
I wish I was more comfortable with it.
I try not to, but when it happens, I welcome it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jom, and we've done this on JJR before, but Jom in college loved a good puke. It was like a
It's easier if you're the person who can get yourself to. I can't do it on purpose for sure. So
it was kind of funny. We lived in this dumpy house in college, and we'd have a night of drinking or whatever, and we had this basement, dungeon party basement, classic, and there was a toilet down there, which was actually pretty sweet. That was like the gross toilet.
Good option.
Jimmy, and it was right below my bedroom. So I would often wake up to the sound of Jimmy throwing up, like on a Saturday or Sunday morning, right below my bedroom. And the part that was impressive was he'd start screaming, and that would make him throw up. It's pretty wild to see.
Was it a real scream? Just like
kind of.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I wouldn't make that noise into the microphone.
Sure.
Like he has to kind of all out scream to do it, but that's how you do it.
Yeah. So
I had one friend in 1st grade who would this can't possibly be true. Surprise, 1st graders lie. He said anytime he coughs, he pukes, which is just not true.
Yeah.
That certainly he had to have grown out of that phase.
right.
But it was a fun game where people would tell him, "Yo, cough, you'll throw up."
Right.
And he would just not cough. So I think he's just, in hindsight, he was just lying, and I'm putting this together now. But
little kids are such shit. Like, I want to ask Plouffe more questions about it. Looks like we've got a fan.
We need more silly Plouffe kid stories.
Fan in the chat asking us to throw up on each other. We'll save that for the end.
We've had a few weird fan requests.
Yeah.
Just
some Patreon
really weird
stuff.
day today.
Some Jomboy accounts. That is weird stuff. Let's do we have the sports music? We'll talk a little sports.
That's the one I don't think is on there, but news is on there.
Okay.
So
should I play something else instead?
Hit something.
play something else. Oh, on the one.
Here we go.
There's a new sound.
Thinking about it.
Oh, the newest
There's
one?
a couple new sounds.
Here you go.
One's on the very last page.
I've got one.
Triceratops!
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Some deep cut sports today, so I don't know how far we're going to dive in. Looks like Le'Veon Bell to the IR. I think it's like a fake football IR this year, but it means he's out like 3 weeks. Daryl Morey, that's the Houston Rockets GM. He will not be fired, apparently. His job is safe. Raptors extend Nick Nurse. Kind of interesting. Steve Cohen in the Mets is like official. I feel like we've done that kind of a few times.
They just got to do the owner vote now.
Mohamed Sanu signed by the 49ers. That's kind of funny. The Patriots like traded an asset for him. Phillies signed Greg Bird, an original Talking Yanks friend. Jonathan Lecroy trying to get some enforcements. Aaron Judge back for the Yankees. James Paxton will not be. And the NBA draft is pushed back, so tough for the Knicks because that's what we look forward to. I don't know, BBD. Do we need a sports topic here? I feel like last night was kind of weird. In this sports orgy that we've been living in, there was only baseball last night.
Yeah, so it was a weird only baseball day because hockey, one of the series finished. So would have been a good night for me to try hockey.
Sure.
I wasn't going to, but it would have been a good
Come
night.
on, hockey. Tonsil hockey at the office.
Yeah, football doesn't do Wednesdays rather famously.
Yeah.
So no football.
In a big way.
The basketball, there's only both series were off. Sorry, the one series had just finished. Eastern Conference Finals was the day before. Game 2 tonight. What to watch for?
What to watch for?
What to watch tonight?
Tonight's a good sports night.
Night.
I guess, yeah, and it's Thursday, right? So, I mean, another weekend of NFL. Our Islanders are playing tonight, so that's huge.
Yeah, our Isles.
So into that. Boston and the Heat. That's the fun series in the basketball right now. Go listen to Wake and Jake for more sports.
Lakers Nugs.
It's a
start
sports
tomorrow.
podcast.
Daryl
Lakers
Morey's
Nugs,
job
that
is
is
safe. I think
exciting.
people thought he might be out because people were thinking they might just blow up the whole thing, and D'Antoni said he was leaving.
Yeah.
So they said no, he'll
is
get to
leaving.
pick the next coach. So
I had
he's
friends
good.
in BBD. I think I messaged this in our basketball chat, and maybe this is a fun sports topic. Chris Paul could be on the move this offseason. The NBA's pretty good at shuffling stars. I heard one I liked today. Chris Paul to Dallas with Porzingis and Luka. That'd be pretty awesome.
It'd be a good group. Doncic doesn't have to be the distributor anymore.
That'd be cool. I'm kind of rooting for that. If not,
That would be like the
Knicks.
best spot for because Doncic is still going to be cheap. I think all
Yeah.
those years, and even then they can go over the cap.
Couple
if
more
there's
years,
a year,
yeah.
If there's a year he overlaps with Chris Paul on a max, but
So yeah,
it's a name that I feel like hasn't been big in the rumor mill because we're also not really in full on rumor
Right.
season yet. But
they're still playing.
there's been enough teams. Like I feel like every team we're hearing about, they're gonna be in on trying to trade for XYZ. Everyone wants Giannis, who they're just not trading. Because it's also like you're gonna have to give up such a big package for it to be worth it on Milwaukee's end to not just go for it while they have him, and who's gonna give that up for just 1 year of Giannis? Because
The Knicks,
if
if they had a package
but
to give up.
they have nothing to give up. So
Steve Cohen and the Mets. Yeah, we've kind of done that.
he made his deal with the Wilpons. It's pending league approval. I think you need to
He's
get
in.
to 23 total. I don't know
Yeah.
why their owners wouldn't. Heyman said he knows of 2 owners that'll vote no.
That was kind of funny.
But that might just be like I don't know.
I
This
wanted
is the first
some
time
backstory
tracking
on
a
that.
baseball ownership
Yeah.
thing for me.
Why
So it's like
are there just 2 rich guy owners that hate Steve Cohen?
Yeah, if they have like the
Or, like,
other business
They have
dealings.
a friend that wants to buy the team. So
Yeah,
they're like,
or they really wanted A-Rod's group.
like, that's what I don't really get.
Or is it always just like is it like one of those things like, well, it can't be unanimous, so
Right.
we will definitely vote no.
That's interesting.
Symbolically, because you get the Hall of Fame every year. Like, well, he just shouldn't be unanimous, or he shouldn't be first ballot.
And
so.
then, like, the people that are voting no, why is everybody else voting yes?
yeah, if there's
Like,
reasons
just out
to
of
vote
laziness,
no.
or is this, like, rich guy collusion? Like, is there some baseball rich guy owner rule that it's like, hey, if you throw me $500K, I'll vote yes. Or, like, if you invest in my company. Like, I guarantee that stuff happens, right?
Yeah, just stuff like completely not.
Like
baseball.
half shady rich people stuff.
Yeah.
God.
It's all politic, and
Wait till we
I
get
think
our
Mets
team.
fans are excited, but we've had that conversation.
Wait till we get our team. Let's go to the half. I don't know. Do you got the whistle? Do you have a whistle?
There's no whistle, but if you want to hit any of those buttons,
I fucked my dog on that one.
who said that?
Okay. So we're just hitting buttons now.
I mean, I just picked one at random.
Zach,
Yeah.
you were the producer today.
Okay.
This month for halftime, we're doing candies.
Oh, okay.
So you have to summarize this current episode as a candy.
Summarize the episode.
So if you want to think on that, I think somebody is bringing the candy to us.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to think on it,
I will think on it.
Oh. Oh, see, I was going to do
Yeah.
it after.
I
like what
we
you're
kind of
doing,
sprung
though.
it on Zach, so this gives him a minute to
I
think.
like springing it on Zach.
I like springing it on him, but now he can think about it and make a good pick. Hopefully, it's
Zach,
not one of
what's
the ones I picked already.
before we do that? What's your like candy preference?
Just what's a candy like?
Stuff that I like.
What are you into candy wise?
I like chocolate peanut butter, so like Reese's
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's definitely me. But I also like Swedish Fish, like Jake. So it's up there.
I'm glad you said
What do you
Reese's
mean you
correct.
like Swedish Fish?
I don't know if it's on the same level as you, but it's in my top 3. Look at that. When
I won't.
are you gonna open it?
World Series or bust, baby.
All right.
Speaking of World Series or bust, one of these football teams is going to win the World Series this year. That's a lie, but it was nice seeing the teams out there playing football. And guess what, guys? It was only week 1. So if you're trying to get into the action with some actions, go to DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, to add to the excitement of week 2 of NFL foosball. Get in there tonight, Browns-Bengals. BBD's got big money on that game. DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing back their can't-miss offer. And if you haven't heard of DraftKings Sportsbook yet, head to the App Store now because you don't want to miss this. DraftKings is giving away all new users the chance to turn $1 into $100 if you bet on any team. If the team you pick wins, $1 to win, you get $100. You get $100. If you're new to DraftKings Sportsbook, head to the app now. Scout all their latest offers. Bet with DraftKings Sportsbook, a sportsbook that goes everywhere with you. DraftKings is safe, reliable, secure, making it easy for you to deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code Jomboy when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. Pick any team to win. $1 on that team, you win $100. That's $1 to win 100 with promo code Jomboy during sign-up for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older. New Jersey only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gaming problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, Zach, if you don't have a goddamn candy after that.
All right. I have a candy that I think I can relate to today in a way.
Okay.
It better
And
not be a repeat.
You better
I don't know if it's a
pray
repeat.
it's
Yeah.
not a repeat.
I'm choosing Pixie Sticks.
Ooh, not a repeat.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Because we both got a little stick in our nose.
Oh,
today.
great call.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pixie Sticks.
Yeah.
That's got to be the number one. You look back and you're like, holy crap.
Right.
I
Like,
feel like
you're-
that's
you're-
got to be one of the first candies you like grow out of.
You know, a parent or an adult is like, hey, you know, you shouldn't pound those pixie sticks. And you're like, why? They're kind of delicious.
And then you realize it's just a stick of sugar.
You're literally drinking sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, okay, you want to have a heavy combo. Why are pixie sticks like legal? Like, if we're being dead honest, why are we selling those?
How do they pass any regulations?
What?
It's also a mess.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Unless you get like one of the little ones that you can kind of just pound all at once, which is bad in other ways.
So Scott TP in the chat brings up a good point, kind of unintentionally, but a good point. Fun Dip is the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's got an edible spoon in different pouches, and that blew my mind and was my favorite.
Yeah. Did you like the spoon though? Because I always thought that tasted kind of weird.
I did think it tasted kind of weird, but I love the fact that I could eat the spoon.
Right.
If you got your wear out of the spoon, got like enough sugar on it, then it actually did. It would get it to taste kind of good because it would just like seep in. If
My brain jumps to
you
why
did the lick and scoop long enough.
why aren't all spoons edible? You know, if we have this technology, why aren't all spoons edible?
Right.
You could have been doing this.
Pixie sticks.
I know at like certain zoos and stuff, they make the straws and utensils like out of corn or something, so
Yeah.
that if it falls into the animal's enclosure, then if they eat it, they digest it.
They're not absolute. Their stomach's not absolutely fucked.
Pixie sticks.
Correct.
Pixie sticks ingredients.
I think the last pixie stick I had, I think I was probably 17. My brother would have been like 14, and then my dad brought home like fucking king size pixie sticks because I think he also picked them up for like my little cousins too. It was like 10 for like $2 or something. And we have younger cousins who live in town, so gave him there, and then he's like, "Oh, I got you guys each one." And I guess I said this is the last pixie stick I had. I haven't had it yet. It's still under my bed.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, I think it probably got thrown out in the most recent time my mom rearranged my room while I didn't live there. Because backstory on me, a year ago, wasn't living at home for like 7 months.
You had a pixie stick under your bed for 5
just like
years?
a massive pixie stick. Like,
what was the plan?
I don't know. I was not planning to get around to it, and I don't know if they have an expiration date because they're just sugar, but. I just figured one day an opportunity will come to either break that bad boy open or finally throw it out. I would assume the last time my mom rearranged my room, she didn't keep it under the bed in its new location.
Ingredients in pixie sticks. Number 1, dextrose. Is that kind of a form of sugar? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think all of these are going to just mean sugar.
I heard once anything that ends in
Os is a sugar.
Oh,
is a sugar.
Yeah, that makes sense. Glucose. Citric acid, number 2.
That's how you get the...
And then less of 2% of
Citric-y.
maltodextrin. And then it's all artificial flavors and coloring. So, I don't know.
Well, it's man-made, so it can't be bad.
Yeah, that's a good point. Homemade pixie sticks. Cannabis pixie sticks. Good job, Zach.
Thank you.
Such a good call.
You're really putting the screws on BBD
Wouldn't have been on my list.
to pick up his candy game because that was quite the flex.
He has to
by
pick
you.
one every day, though. I just had to pick one. So
Right out of his butt. All right, let's go to the news. Do we have the news?
News we've got.
we do have the
News
news.
is on there?
I remember seeing it.
I think it's a couple
News
panels over.
panels.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
Our Keith McPherson just mentioned candy cigs.
Ooh.
And again, I think that spins back to why are we selling those?
That's just bad for
You can
a
make
lot
you
of
can make
reasons.
candy in any form, and we're making candy cigarettes. Sorry, BBD, get the news.
The Japanese military announces it will track UFOs.
Yeah.
A Malaysian man loses his phone, finds it one day later with monkey selfies and videos on it. A postcard arrived in Michigan almost 100 years after it was originally mailed. A woman who cut off her hand in an attempt to commit $1 million insurance fraud sentenced to prison. More in prison news, a dentist who extracted teeth while on a hoverboard sentenced to 12 years in prison, if you recall that viral video from a year or two ago. And bankrupt Chuck E. Cheese is set to destroy 7 billion prize tickets.
I read the news today, oh boy.
Wow. Ooh. Good job by both of you. You guys make me proud every day.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dad.
BBD, what's jumping out to you, kid? Playboy.
Do we go to... Let's do the postcard.
That is the most interesting. Like, if you lay these out in front of me, that's the one you're going to click on.
Arrived in Michigan. A Michigan woman got quite a surprise when she went to her mailbox last week. Amid her regular bills and junk mail was a postcard that had been mailed almost 100 years ago. It's kind of a cool pic if you want to throw it up there.
It looks like a 100-year-old postcard.
Yeah.
Where can I find this?
You should be able to see the Jomboy Jake radio tab because I don't close tabs on the top.
Oh my God! So I've got some good news. The card reads, "Dear cousins, hope this finds you all well." Wrong. "We are quite well, but mother has an awful lame knees. It's awful cold here. I just finished my my history lesson and I'm going to bed pretty soon. My father is shaving and my mother is telling me your address. I will have to close for a night. Hope Grandma and Grandpa are well. They are not. Don't forget to write us. Roy gets his pants fixed yet." Signed by Flossie Burgess.
That's quintessential Flossie.
The card is Halloween themed. There's a black cat holding a broom, a bat, a goose, and an owl, and a jack-o'-lantern.
I would have guessed they didn't have Halloween-themed things yet. 100 years ago? I guess that's already 1920 now and not earlier.
So, hey,
Kind of a different
on the
conversation.
family side of this, did this start any, like this? Well, okay, I wonder how reliable the mail was 100 years ago. But this seems like a fight. Did you get our card? Did you hear about Grandma's knees?
They specifically said, don't forget to write us.
Yeah.
Did
They
they happen to
definitely
write
did.
anyway and they were good? And it's just weird that they didn't acknowledge this?
How different the
postcard?
world is nuts. What age did you guys get cell phones?
I got mine right before I went to middle school, 6th grade. Technically, it was for my 11th birthday.
Zach?
I think I was in like 7th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was like among the last of my friends to get them, but that was more or less.
Sure.
They all got them probably a year prior.
Yeah, I
So,
mean,
like
I
5th
think
grade.
I think
now you get them younger.
sophomore, junior year of high school, I don't want to play the old man card on you guys because that's not that big of a difference. But, I mean, it's just crazy to think about how people communicated. Like, what? House phones?
Operators.
Operators? Oh, my God.
What? I'm aware of operators, but I've never used one and still don't fully get how they work. But I know in general what it is.
Posted in a Facebook group looking to find Burgess's relatives. Absolutely.
Be cool if they could link up.
Damn.
Did it
100
say
years.
in here
So, yeah.
how it got there
The
now?
mail says in most cases that incidents do not involve mail that had been lost in our network and found. What we typically find is that old letters and postcards, sometimes purchased at flea markets or antique shops, are re-entered into our system. The end result is what we do best. As long as they're a deliverable address and postcard, the letter gets... Shut up! The post office at the end of this
What you
statement
do
takes
best.
credit for delivering this. You guys fucked up. 100 years late.
You don't get to brag about
We still
this.
got it there. We don't care.
Not in
What?
time. Or if you got it in time, you sent it again like an idiot.
I mean, I don't know. If you get this, I think you're kind of spooked for a couple days.
Yeah.
100-year-old letter in your mailbox.
It's definitely
It's
not
about
for
like
you.
family matters and
Yeah.
stuff.
Grandma's knees are
If you have like a kind of old house, like it hasn't been redone or anything in that time,
Yeah.
probably. If they didn't think it was haunted before, it's haunted now.
Let's see. The Japanese military will track UFOs. It just seems smart.
Track them if they're there. That's obvious. The picture they have at the top, I don't know if that's something
Are those
that they're
clouds?
saying. That looks like just clouds. They're like a pretty specific shape, but
Zach,
I don't know if that picture is supposed to be the UFOs they're tracking or if that's just a stock image of clouds that look like UFOs.
Do we all believe in aliens?
I think it's too big. Outer space is too big for there not to be
Other life.
other life. Yeah.
That's
David?
basically where I'm at. It's just statistically, there's something somewhere that we would consider life the same way we consider things life here. I don't know if they're ever gonna like show up here and we're gonna go to war, because I don't think they're gonna show up here and be friends with us.
Right?
If you just firmly believe there's no such thing as aliens, and you're not a child.
Keith
here.
McPherson in the chat says people thought there was a UFO in Jersey. It was a blimp. Yeah, that picture is not doing anything for me. Those are clouds.
That's what
I'm
is
firm those are
inspiring them to
clouds.
track UFOs from now on. Those are clouds. Kind of a cool shape on the cloud, but especially that top one. That's not anything besides a cloud.
When I'm dying, I hope we link up with aliens. Just so I can be like, yeah. And then be like, oh, everyone's going to kill each other.
Yeah. Then you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked a good time to dip. All right, good. Japanese military, keep us informed on
If you
that.
see any, track them.
Yeah, let us know. Monkeys taking selfies and videos.
It's just going to be a good visual, I assume.
There's one really close picture that I
God.
like.
Yeah. Looking at that. Couple. There's some good,
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
monkey pics.
Oh my God. He puts the camera like in his mouth like that. That's kind of my move.
Is that video?
How long? Okay, let's get some Jakey stoner thoughts. And then I might lead us back to a sports stoner thought I had last night. And then maybe we have to start wrapping up. But pretty good video of Monkey taking a selfie video of himself. So I'm kind of into that. How long ago did humans evolve? Not to get too heavy.
Well, like, I think the human race is officially like 2 million years old.
2 million? Okay, so it's not like thousands.
Correct.
How long have humans been around? How long have... 200,000 years.
200. I knew 2.
Okay.
That's 10 times too long.
I mean... Okay, this is going to be pretty heavy. I mean, in 200,000 years, aren't humans going to be a different species and monkeys are going to be humans? Does things work like that?
I don't think it quite works that way.
Okay.
I think if anything happens to us, we will be extinct.
It's not like a linear
Okay.
path. Because we don't come like directly from what monkeys are now. It's that we shared a common ancestor with them.
Okay.
So like 200,000 years ago, we were both whatever the species was. But then there was like 2 break-offs, probably a couple different forms of monkeys in between there. So like there's a couple different forms of humans, like Neanderthals.
JJR science class today. Okay.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do science stuff, and then I didn't.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, then I've got one for both of you guys, and we have some other stories on here. We'll roll them over to next week, but this was kind of my tweet of the night last night. They got some play.
I read it, and I was mad.
Trevor Plouffe FaceTimed me. We had it out, and then I had some nice discussions with people. So, if you didn't see the clip, Dustin May, who pitches for the Dodgers, they call him Ginger Guard. He's got big red hair. He's good, young, talented. He threw an 100-mile-per-hour fastball that moves a lot. It moves sideways.
It's like full two-seam
Yes.
break on it.
Like starts on the inside part of the plate, goes to the right side of the plate, 100 miles per hour. So, Jakey pregame, and again, I was not high when this thought happened, but it feels like the drugs may have affected this one. His pitch gets hit at like a higher clip than regular pitches. So this was my theory, and stay with me, everybody, and I'm sorry you have to listen to this. If Justin Verlander throws a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, and it's straight as an arrow, and then Dustin May throws a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, but it curves, would the Justin Verlander fastball not get there first because it's traveling in a straight line? Like, I know this ball is still going 100 miles per hour,
Yeah.
but it's taking a longer path.
I think you're dealing with such a short distance that it's not like it by the swing. It's not actually getting there like quicker that way. Like yes, by like a fraction of a second. The amount the movement is giving you is not as much as that like extra very little bit would. I'm not phrasing.
But
this
we
well.
do agree, like,
By definition, yes, it would get there.
Dustin May's pitch
shortest
technically
point, A to B, but
travels further to get there.
I think that part makes sense.
Right.
That it would have to take a longer path. But if a train leaves a station, I don't know.
I'm trying to find the tweet you had yesterday because I was browsing a couple of these.
I see in
conversations.
Jomboy and Keith, and these were a lot of the arguments that I saw. It's the what weighs, the 10 pounds of rocks, 10 pounds of feathers, but it's not that because the ball is traveling further. If you straightened out the path of Dustin May's pitch, it travels further. So it's still going 100 miles per hour, yes, but it has to travel further. Now, do I think this has a massive effect? No.
I don't think it has any effect.
I talked to Eno Saris about it, who writes for The Athletic, and because the pitch does get hit a lot, and the movement's disgusting, and it's like, why? And I guess he's done some actual research on this, and it's mostly due to the shape of the bat, and that's why four-seamers are normally more effective than two-seamers because it stays on the same plane, and the bat is on that plane, which makes sense.
And the bat is rounded at the top and the bottom of that plane, so if it's
So
going
it gets
Right.
off the barrel.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I know we're talking about fractions, and it's not a lot, but there's not a lot anyways in baseball.
Yes. Look, everything you're saying, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to scroll through your profile and find the tweet that I
Sure.
had a response to that I just kept to myself. I can't find it.
I think the FBI
COVID
might
on
have
the
taken the FBI might have taken it off the internet because
But like everything you're saying is literally true. I think, but
Right.
also like no.
right. No, I mean I get that, and I think that's the whole conversation. And it's really funny because someone's mentioning like sliders, and the whole thing is vertical break is a lot more impactful for pitches than horizontal break, which is the whole point of two-seamers, and like a wipeout slider goes down. I'm sorry, guys. It's been on my mind. XY. Science is not with me. And I like it that way. So, should we go to the bet of the day?
Yeah,
Bet of the day.
we don't have that sound.
Bet of the day. It's the bet of the day. Bet of the day. Bet of the day. I think my last one was a loser. Story of my life.
Yeah,
What was
you
it?
picked
The
Marlins
Marlins,
over the Red
right.
Sox because Tanner Houck
The
was
rookie pitcher.
debuting.
They won
The Marlins
2-0.
were kind of rolling,
They won 2-0.
which I think they are still kind of rolling, but they just got beat that night.
How about that? All right, BBD. So this is a big one since it's only a 2-ep JJR week. This is to split. And let's look at the baseball board, BBD. We've been running with baseball. The company's built on baseball. Ooh, Rays Orioles. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Jays Yanks. Oh, Tanaka, Chase Anderson. You know what, BBD? Let's do it. Let's keep it Yankee-centric. The Yanks are hot. The Yankees to win by -1.5 is almost even money. It's a little less. The Yankees have dominated the Blue Jays. Tanaka's on the mound. Chase Anderson for the Blue Jays. And the Blue Jays bullpen stinks and is tired because they've had to pitch a lot. I think the Yankees are just on fire right now, playing well at home. Yankees to win -1.5. And kind of tying your hands on this one.
Yeah, you're not going to get me to... First of all, I think the Yankees will win anyway.
They should.
But also, it's the thing I'm rooting quite hard
Right.
for, so I'm not picking against you. Kind of my plan was to find a way to go against you, but then you picked the
Right.
team I'm actively rooting for, so...
I forced your hand.
Jake is stupid, but he's smart.
Yeah, that's free money.
Agree. Marking stuff.
Guess the
Should I just mark it as a dub now?
Yeah, I would just put it down as a win. Guess the
lose
final
that
score last night, right? No big deal. Not a big deal. 13-2.
You guessed the final score?
Yeah.
When'd you guess it?
End of the pregame show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So no matter what, going into next week, you and Jimmy will still be tied.
Yeah.
Because we agreed today.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a winner, so Jimmy will appreciate that. And JJR crew, we appreciate you guys. You guys are the diehards. So we'll keep you up to date on everything that's going on here. Go check out Morning with Jomboy, or that account that keeps typing in the chat, because that guy's scaring me. But thank you guys. Thank you for your well wishes. Enjoy your weekend. Producer Zach, talent BBD. Anything else? Anything else for the people?
I've said all that needs to be said.
Yeah, you have. Have a good weekend, everyone. Be safe. Get a COVID test if you need it. Not that bad. And free. So, thank you.
Talking baseball pregame show soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.